There is no denying that home advantage is a real phenomenon in sports. When it comes to Division I men's basketball, that can make all the difference after you factor in player fatigue, travel time, and, most importantly, home crowd advantage. In an attempt to give the underdog a chance, the NCAA started placing games at neutral venues. However, in a somewhat unique case, also considering last season's record, Rick Pitino's St. John's side could have a slight advantage later on. College basketball insider John Rothstein believes if St. John's can be the #1 seed in the East region, which means it would have to have a comparable season, like it did last year, maybe a little better. St. John's would play first and second round games in Philadelphia, and it would then play Sweet 16 and an Elite 8 game if it were to advance in Washington, D.C. That means there would be a decisive geographic advantage for St. John's in the NCAA tournament because St. John's and its fan base would not have to get on a plane to go support the program in the NCAA tournament, Rothstein concluded. This viewpoint matters because Rick Pitino and company were outright winners in the Big East last season with an 18-2 record, 19-0 in their home crowd's presence. Although they ultimately lost in the second round of the NCAA tournament to Arkansas, they achieved a 31-5 overall record, their highest since 1986. And if you've watched Pitino, you know that even great is not good enough for him. They're under pressure to repeat the same top level of basketball this season with tricky roster-related circumstances. And the expectations are undoubtedly high, as reflected in AP's preseason ranking boards. The AP preseason top 25 polls have St. John's at number 5. It is their highest ever preseason rank in program history. Big East Player of the Year. R.J. Lewis had a season of eligibility left, but he decided to leap to the pros. Rick Pitino has also lost Simeon Wilcher, Kadari Richmond, Deion Smith, and Aaron Scott. Only one of the 7 players who averaged more than 10 minutes per game has returned. However, their retention of Zubia Geofor is the biggest plus, who will continue to patrol the paint. He had a monumental 8.1 rebound average last season. St. John's also made some great additions. Bryce Hopkins, a former first-team All-Big East selection, is certainly going to be crucial if he remains healthy. They also recruited Ian Jackson,